look. I like this. Look at me on both screens.
You started yet?
I did.
Okay.
Hey, friends. Salams. Hey, friends. Oh, thank you, Diamond. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Okay, so listen, I got people on TikTok and I got people on YouTube. So shout out to, hey, Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl B. What's going on? Hey, y'all. Habari Gani. Oh, what's today's Kwanzaa principle? I think I missed it today. Ujama was, no, Nia was yesterday. What's today, y'all? What's the Kwanzaa principle? I gotta Google it now because I feel like I'm behind today. What's today? I did not pick the people. We are picking the people at midnight. So just stick around, stick around, stick around. We are picking the people at midnight. Today's Kwanzaa principle is Kuumba. So that's good. I've been sharing Kwanzaa principles. I don't necessarily celebrate Kwanzaa, but I love the principles of Kwanzaa, especially with regards to our folks. But Kuumba means creativity. Creativity. So we are celebrating. Thanks, Z. We are celebrating 3 people today. 3 people we are going to announce that are going to get their passport paid for. Thanks, Joy. Thank y'all. You know, you got to be festive. It's New Year's Eve. Normally I'd be in the bed, y'all. So, you gotta look like something. But y'all go ahead, tap the live. Tell people to come on in. This is kind of special. It's kind of fun. Shout out to my YouTube folks. Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shelby, let me know if you can hear me okay over on YouTube. Yes. So this is how it's going to work, y'all. We're going to be on here for a whole hour. If y'all want to come up, y'all want to talk about, if you do the New Year's resolution thing, feel free. I'd love to hear about it. I'm not necessarily into it. That's not my zhuzh. But if y'all are into the New Year's resolution thing, if y'all are into anything, you want to say something positive, you want to come up, you want to share a prayer, a message, a thought, you could definitely request to get up on here. And let's do it. But yeah, so this is how it's going to work, okay? We have had thousands of people. Thank you. Thanks, Green Party T. We've had thousands of people submit to get their passport paid for. It's actually really, really, really exciting. And my list, that submission form, actually is going to go into a spreadsheet. It's in a spreadsheet in which I'm going to generate a number raffle. It's going to choose a number. That number is going to correspond with the person that's on the spreadsheet. And those 3 people whose numbers come up. Hey, y'all. Hey, YouTube folks. Thank you. Thank you, Mealy. Thank you so much. Yes, SR. We'll give you a shout out on YouTube. Hey, SR on YouTube. Shout out to you. So we are on live right now at midnight. We're going to do countdown. Somebody asked me if global entry is best. Absolutely. Hey, Kalia. Hey, world. Kalia always be on my lives. Shout out to Kalia. Somebody asked me if global entry is best. Global entry is really great. I think a lot of people are getting global entry now. So it's like sometimes it's a hit or it could be a miss. That line could be as long as the regular people line. However, with global entry, you don't have to take off all of your stuff. You don't have to take off shoes. You don't have to take laptops out of the bag. You don't have to do any of that stuff. And just like Tech Girl Joy said, global entry is best because it also comes with TSA pre-check. Who is this? Somebody said that they are 8 years old on on my YouTube. And it's funny because YouTube allows you to put people in timeout. So they are going on timeout. Because I don't need anybody that's 8 years old to be on any of my social media. Happy New Year, Kalia. Kalia, where are you based? Thank you. Thanks, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. Okay, so if you're just joining the live, hold on, y'all. Sorry. So if you're just joining the live, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. Look, I got dressed up for y'all. Because normally I'd be in the bed. Okay? For anyone that knows me in real life, about 9:30, it's going down. Literally on the pillow. Should I get a passport before or after I get married? I'll be married on January 28th. I think you should have it, period. So if getting a passport is something that's going to motivate your partner potentially, then fine. But I think everybody should have a passport regardless. I think whenever you can get it, you should get it, which is why we're here. Like, one of the biggest things that I think that is important for people to know, and if y'all see me looking this way, it's because I have two things going on. I'm live on TikTok and I'm live on YouTube. But I think what's really important is that people understand that by May of 2025, everybody, U.S. citizens, is going to be required to have a real ID. Everyone. A passport is a real ID. So I think just having it for those purposes of identification, of proving your citizenship, especially as we go into a new presidency, I think is going to be very important for everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. Girl, that's just where I am. I may or may not make it to the countdown. I feel you. I understand. If she's going to change her name, she should wait to get the passport. Oh, yeah, that's a great thing. Yeah, if you're going to change your name, that's a whole different story. If you're going to change your name, you should probably wait to get the passport, because you're going to have to change your name on the passport, and that's going to take a whole nother process. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, your passport has to match your ID, so you don't want to have those issues. You're so beautiful. Thank you, all your posts. You've taught me so much. Thank you, Asia. I appreciate y'all. So yeah, I said this before. I'll say it throughout the live. Like I said, we're gonna go this whole hour. We're gonna count it down. Any questions that you all have, please feel free to ask them. I am live both on TikTok and on YouTube, talking to the folks. We're gonna count down into 2025. If you have any resolutions, feel free to put them in the comments. If you have anything that you want to ask questions wise, please feel free to put them in the comments. I paid for the Real ID a couple years ago and never used it. They're not inexpensive. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, getting a passport is really essential. The reason why I created this pay passport initiative is because I think it's really important. With a passport being a federal ID, it's just something that kind of deduces a lot of barriers for our folks specifically. When they ask you, hey, you're applying for anything and they ask you for 2 forms of ID, you don't need it when you have a passport. A passport is enough and it's sufficient. Gabrielle Vince asked on YouTube, do we have to be present because Auntie not gonna make it? You do not have to be present. You do not have to be present. Let me go over how it's gonna work tonight. So tonight, I'm gonna stay on for the full hour. We're gonna do the countdown. And after the countdown, or at the countdown, once we get down to 1, I'm going to announce the 3 people. Everybody who filled out the form for the paid passport initiative, okay? If you filled out that form for the paid passport initiative, that means you read through it, you understand what it entails. That means if you're chosen, I'm going to pay for your passport book, that tangible book that you travel around with, that they stamp when you get to customs. That has gone into a spreadsheet of names. I have a Google generator that is going to pull up a number. Every person that submitted for their passport to be paid for is numerical. You have a number attached to your name. It's going to pull up a number. Those 3 numbers that pull up randomly, those are the people that I'm going to pay for. Like, literally have cash in hand. No one will get cash. Everyone will get a money order that's made out to the Department of State. Everyone will get a money order that's made out to the U.S. Department of State to go ahead and be able to pay for their passport book and the processing fee. I'm so excited. Myself, Binti, and I are going to Doha and Dubai in April, timed with Eid, of course. Oh, that sounds lovely. I highly recommend Doha. Doha in Qatar is one of my favorite destinations, like, on earth. It's absolutely one of the most beautiful places on the planet. I really love it. I really enjoy it. If you have the opportunity to go, there is a Islamic art museum that is absolutely stunning. And they have some of the oldest Qur'ans, like, whether you're religious or not, just historically, they have some of the oldest Qur'ans in history. And they have some of the oldest cloaks that used to cover the Kaaba in Mecca. So it's really beautiful. Doha is a really beautiful place. So, yes. Yep. So feel free, go ahead, tap the screen. I have not been to Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the places that I did not get a chance to go. I did live in China for a couple of years. I lived in 2 cities in China. I lived in Chongqing and I lived in Wuhan. Unfortunately, in the time that I lived in Wuhan, COVID-19 hit. And so I never got a chance to get to Indonesia. I've been to Malaysia. I've been to Thailand. And those are, like, some of my most favorite places. I'm sure Indonesia is fantastic because Southeast Asia is one of those areas of the world where the people are absolutely the kindest, most loving people, and the food is amazing, and the weather is fantastic, and there's so many ands when it comes to Southeast Asia for me. Just stopping in to say hey and love you and what you're doing. Have a happy new year. Thank you, Heidi. I appreciate you. Heidi, before you leave, tap the screen. Tap the screen. Everybody tap the screen. Share it with somebody. Share it with a friend. Okay, awesome. I pray you're blessing abundantly and having this heart to do this. Happy New Year. I'll check back tomorrow. Good night to all. Yes, for anybody who, may just fall asleep. Like I said, I know it's past a lot of folks' bedtime. Y'all are holding on. Some of y'all trying to hold on for the ball drop or whatever it is till midnight, whatever. You trying to eat your grapes under the table. You trying to eat your black eyed peas. Whatever rituals that you practice for this time of year. And I know some folks are just like, I'm tapped out. I'm tired. I got to go to bed. I got to work in the morning. Whatever it is. The reason why on the paid passport initiative form, I asked you all for your contact information. That's your email address and your telephone number, is because you will get a phone call and you will get an email that lets you know, hey, you won this opportunity for me to go ahead and pay for your passport. So you will have 24, because I have so many submissions here, you will have 24 hours from the time that I call and email you to respond. So make sure. It's okay, Sasha. You don't have to, listen, because sometimes it be them bill collectors. That's why I'm emailing y'all too. Because I understand we are in the era of spam and all the things. So y'all may not pick up the phone, but that's why I'm sending everybody an email as well. Okay? What's your favorite place that you have visited? That is a good question. I don't know if I have a friend. Well, I think Johannesburg, South Africa, just to answer the question. Johannesburg, South Africa is one of the absolutely most beautiful places on the planet. Well, like, hey Q, hey Quinn, hey bro. What's going on? Happy New Year, brother. But yeah, it's one of the absolute most fantastic places on the planet, Johannesburg. If you've never been to Johannesburg, South Africa, it is so black. It is so beautiful. The people are super warm, super kind. Johannesburg got its parts. It's got its very, like, high-end, almost Beverly Hills area called Sandton, my type of town. And then you could go to the hood of Maboneng and Soweto, and it still has lots of culture and lots of charm. And it's absolutely one of my most favorite places on the planet. Like, till this day, it's at least top 3 for me. At least top 3. Ease POV. Hey, I did the form. Appreciate you for doing this. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that. Y'all tap the screen. Feel free to share the live. Let people come on in. Danny just dropped in to say, hey, and love what you're doing. I got to be at work at 4 a.m. I understand, Danny, girl. Go ahead and go to work. Yes, I have been to Qatar. That's one of my favorite places on the planet. I think I was telling people about Qatar just before you asked that question. I absolutely love it. I know Muhammad and Ali are so proud of your passion, drive, and never compromising deen, mashallah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Alhamdulillah, shukran. Can we apply if we need renewal? No, this is literally just for anyone who is applying for the first time. I want to make sure people that are first time applicants for their passport. This is for first time applicants. And like I said, I am literally making this out. This is going to be made into a money order. And the money orders will be made out to the US Department of State. So it won't be transferable. You won't be able to go take it, pay some bills. No, that's not this. This is paid passport initiative. And this is for people that are getting their passport for the first time ever. I absolutely accept donations for anybody who is looking to participate in the effort, because I did have a lot of people that say, hey, I really want to, give. I created a campaign. I didn't want anybody giving me any personal funds via Venmo or Zelle or anything like that. I want everything to be transparent. So I have a campaign under Give, Send, Go. It's very similar to GoFundMe. Very similar to GoFundMe. It's a very simple process in terms of being able to give money towards the campaign, but you'll be able to see how much money is there. And the goal is literally for the amount that it would cost to pay for 100 passports. What it is that I have here is money that I made from my creator fund. And so I'm using money that I made from my creator fund on TikTok to be able to bless people with the opportunity to get their first passport. So yes, if you would like to donate to help others as well, I want to share the blessings. I want to share community. You can click the link in my bio. It's the second link in my bio. And you can absolutely donate. Thank you so much. How do I access the form? KTD, the form is at the link in my bio as well. The form to submit to get your passport paid for is at the link in my bio. You can go ahead and click that first link, not the second one. The second one is for anybody that wants to donate monetarily for the campaign to help. But if you are submitting to get your passport, then it's the first link. What you're doing is amazing. Thank you, Kalia's Corner. Happy New Year, everyone. And know you are appreciated and loved. Yes, you are. Absolutely. I got to pin that. Thanks, Quentin. What is everyone doing? Is everyone in the house? What's the name of the platform? The name of the platform is Give, Send, Go. Like 3 words in one. Give, Send, Go. That's the name of the platform. So if you want to donate monetarily to help with the campaign for people to get their passport paid for, you can absolutely do that. It's in my bio. YouTube folks, you can literally go to the video. My most recent video that I dropped, is about a 13-minute long video. The link is in there. I just signed up. Awesome. I hear that it's fast for first timers too. Yeah, it may be fast. It may be fast for first timers. And the one thing that I want everybody to recognize is like the process. I know that's right. Somebody said they are in the house. I know that's right. Anybody who's getting their passport for the first time, just know that like if you are chosen and your name is picked, thank you so much. If your name is chosen at any given Sunday, if your name is chosen whenever, because we're going to do this often. Like I said, my goal is to pay for 100 people to get their passports for the first time. If your name is chosen, okay, you need to look in your city, whether it's the public library, whether it's a passport agency, whether it's the post office, and see if they have available passport appointments. So that way you can schedule your appointment. Because as a first timer, you have to schedule a passport appointment to be able to turn in your application. They have to get a photocopy of your government ID, which is why I asked y'all on the form, if you have a government issued ID that is valid, meaning it is not expired, because you need it. Making sure that you also have your birth certificate in hand because you need it. They're going to make a photocopy of it. And so all those things are going to happen at your appointment. And also if you need to take passport photos, they are going to do that as well. And the money order that I'm going to give you, that I'm going to make out to the U.S. Department of State, they're going to put with that and they're going to send it off. Traditionally, that takes 6 to 8 weeks. Because I'm not paying any expedite fees. I'm paying for the traditional 6 to 8 week. But usually first time passports tend to come a little bit faster. Um, so we'll see. Hold on. Got a question on YouTube, Aaron Jamal's World. Hello, question for you. If I win, this would be my first time traveling internationally. Do you have any destination recommendations for Black Americans? Okay, so if anybody that has not been following me for a while, I will tell you, I personally don't believe that there's anywhere on earth that we can't go as Black folks. I know a lot of people make a lot of content like, what's the best place for Black folks? What's the safest place for Black women, etc. I don't necessarily believe in that because I feel like that's very subjective. It's very individual to the person. I see a lot of people get on here and they talk about Italy a lot and say, oh, I hated it, I wouldn't go, whatever. I had a ball in Italy and I went by myself as a Black Muslim woman. I had an absolutely amazing time. I was treated very kindly by the people there. So, you know what I mean? It just really depends. I would say anywhere that you feel like you would want to go starting off, go. I also think that like sometimes it can be overwhelming. So start somewhere close. Go to OCQ. You're an overachiever. I want to go to Bali. That's all the way. I said start somewhere close. You all the way in Indonesia. You all the way in Southeast Asia. Like, what's going on? But I don't mind. I don't mind. If that's your goal, like, that's your goal. I think I'm trying to think. My first international destination that I went to was London, UK. And yeah. You know what I mean? UK's pretty white, but you know, it's fine. Hey, Crystal, thank you. But it was for my brother's wedding. It was a whole different feel. Like it wasn't very super touristy, but that was my first time going internationally to anywhere. And then my second time going anywhere internationally was Egypt. I went to Cairo. And I will say, so one of my first trips, which technically it's a U.S. territory, but it's not a state, was Puerto Rico. So I went there on a girls' trip. And that was a good time. That was a good time. Because I got a chance to actually go into like the hood. Because one of my friend's cousins' family was from Puerto Rico. And we got a chance to eat like authentic arroz con pollo. Like, I was in there. I was in there with my people. So it was actually like a really great time. But I'm good. You're so supportive. Jamaica and Cabo are my only stamps. Only stamps? Those are good stamps. I went to Jamaica for the first time last year with Babe, and it was fantastic. We had an amazing time. I absolutely love Jamaica. And we're going back in 2025. We'll be back in 2025. I've been to Cabo as well. Cabo is for people that got a little bit of change. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Cabo is for folks that, you know, you got a little extra change. Cancun is for the folks that you could go on a little bit of a budget. And mind you, those are two different coasts. So Cancun is on the East Coast, like think of Mexico on the East Coast. Cabo is on the West Coast. Okay, so that gives you a kind of depiction of the differences between those two areas of Mexico. I hear Sicily can be nice. I've only been to Rome. I haven't been to any other parts of Italy. Would love to go to other parts of Italy. But when I went to Rome and I had an amazing time. Let's see. I loved Egypt. What part of Egypt did you go to, Ursula? Do you look extreme well put together? I think Italians only like... Do you look extremely well put together? I think Italians only like perfection. That's very interesting. I have no idea. I have no idea. Ireland, Scotland. Yeah, I actually want to go to those. I have a girlfriend that's lived in Ireland. She's talked about it a lot. And she's a Black woman from the South. And she says she's felt completely safe in Ireland and really enjoy it. But she's also a drinker too. So I don't drink. So she also likes the drinking culture in Ireland. So that's also a thing. Americans are so rich now traveling. Their grandparents never traveled. King Sobieski, I'm gonna push back on that. I'm gonna push back on the fact that Americans' grandparents never traveled. My grandfather actually lived in Egypt and built a home from the ground up in Egypt and died there and is buried there. So I'm gonna push back on the fact that maybe some Americans' grandparents didn't travel, but a lot of our foremothers and forefathers traveled a lot, especially Black folks. We have a history of folks that have been around the world and have traveled around the world. Jamaica was amazing. I was sad to leave. Yeah, I was sad to leave Jamaica too. I'm not even gonna lie. Cabo was too touristy for me. Yeah, Cabo is very touristy. People say that about Cancun, but I'm like, in Cancun, you can actually find a suburban town where people live. You know, you can find like a outside of the hotel zone in Cancun. In Cabo, it's very rural. So if you're going outside of the hotel like area, it's very like touch and go. Like good luck. Who went with me where? Sorry, y'all gotta be specific. Cairo, Aswan, Giza. Yeah, okay. You've been to the places I've been. I got a chance to finally go to Aswan. But I didn't know Abu Simbel is so much further from the rest of Aswan. It's like hours away. I was so sad I wanted to see that. Egypt was definitely a vibe. Jamaica was amazing. Ooh, Thailand. Brittany. Yeah, Thailand is one of my most favorite places on earth. I don't want to go anywhere that I have to really be on a budget. I'm trying to have a time. You know what? That is a good point. I've talked about it a lot of times on my social media. And if y'all see me looking either or, I'm on live on TikTok and live on YouTube. Hey, everybody. But I've talked about it a lot that I think budget travel is a scam. I think that was like a whole like era of people just trying to like make content and like kind of bait people in, like clickbait. Like, oh, travel here on a budget. Number one, budget travel is unsafe. Ask me how I know. Okay? If you don't have enough money to get a ticket immediately in an emergency situation, don't do that. Don't do that. I highly advise against budget travel. I really, 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 really do. Like people, I don't know how many times I've said it on social media that I'm like, don't do that. And don't let anybody to convince you to travel with just like a couple dollars. Especially if you're a solo traveler, if you're somebody that's traveling by yourself, you're not with other people, you should always have some kind of nest egg or some kind of emergency funds to access. Because I've told people this before, and this is after experiencing COVID, and this is after experiencing having to get my son a passport like very quickly, like on an emergency type of situation. The United States, like if you go to the consulate and by chance you need an emergency passport or you need an emergency flight, the embassy will take care of it for you. The consulate will take care of it for you, right? But you have to pay them back. You will be indebted to the United States government if you do not pay them back for the money that they spent. Okay? And if you are indebted to the United States government for the money they spent for that emergency flight or that emergency passport, they will revoke your passport. So, like I said, have a little extra funds on you when you're traveling. Having US dollars is always good. Because as of now, the US dollar is still good around the world in most places. So yeah. The three names were not called, Melanin. Three names weren't called. We're gonna call them at midnight. Soon as midnight comes, we're gonna call them. We're talking about travel. People are asking me any questions. If y'all have any kind of resolutions, anything you want to say a blessing, you want to say a prayer, whatever it is, yeah, feel free to let me know. I'm live on TikTok. I'm live on YouTube, talking to the people. We're going into midnight. We're going into 2025 with 3 people getting their passports paid for. I want to practice my Spanish and I like nature. What country would you recommend? Colombia. Colombia. A lot of nature, a lot of trees. You definitely can practice your Spanish. Is global entry worth the cost? It is absolutely worth it. For anybody who doesn't have global entry is good for 5 years. So the same way that I've talked about your passport and the fact that, yeah, you may be paying 165, but that 165 is for 10 years for your passport. So when you break down the math, it's absolutely worth it. It's the same thing for global entry. Global entry is good for 5 years and it comes with TSA pre-check. So it's really good to have. It's a great investment. Medellin or Cartagena, I think it depends. I think it depends on your flow. I believe that one is a little bit more touristy than the other, and I don't know which one. And this is literally just from hearsay of friends of mine that have been. But I think between Medellin and Cartagena, one of them is more touristy than the other, but both beautiful still. Nicaragua was amazing. Food was bomb. Okay, let me put Nicaragua on my list. I really need to venture into Central and South America much more than I have. I have yet to really venture into South America and really sink my teeth in it. But I think that's going to be on a 2025 goal. Ooh, let's see these bucket lists. Egypt, Saudi. I just went to Saudi for the first time last month. What month are we in? December? So November, I went to Saudi for the first time. I went to Umrah. That was pretty exciting. It reminds me of Egypt. If anybody's been to Egypt, Saudi, and specifically because I was in Jeddah, Mecca, and Medina, all of them kind of gave me very Egypt vibes. They look very, very similar to Egypt. Like the buildings, the infrastructure, the roads, everything. I have not been to West Africa. I have been to France. I do like France. I know a lot of people, how people feel about France. I have a good time in France. I like France. I know there's other areas of France outside of Paris. And I'm sure, you know, they have their stuff with it, like every place in the world. But time is of the essence. I thought if you had Clear, it included pre-check. I don't like Clear. To be honest with you. I don't. To be honest, I feel like everybody with Clear, y'all just be like messing up the TSA pre-check line. Like, get out the way. I'm almost pissed when I see people with Clear coming through the TSA pre-check line. And it's all shade. Like, get out of our line. Find your own line. I don't like Clear. I haven't cruised. That's actually on my list. I really, really want to go on a cruise. I want to give myself an opportunity to try it. But it hasn't been presented. Well, it actually has been presented. I got a chance to go to Las Vegas for a Alaska tourism thing, and they do cruises in Alaska, but they don't start them until like the spring, obviously because of the weather. So maybe that'll be my first cruise, an Alaskan cruise. That's kind of dope. That sounds kind of dope, right? Ideally, I'm currently visiting places where I don't have to deal with cars. Ooh, that's a very interesting. Cars. Don't have to deal with cars. Yeah, that means you want to go to rural type of places that are like biking type of. Ooh, I don't know where that would be. No cars? That's going to be interesting. What countries are safe for bulk female solo travel? I don't necessarily believe in that. And that's just me. And like I said, if anybody looks through my travel content, you would have seen, like, I've talked about this for years. I don't necessarily like put those blanket statements out there, because what it is that I've experienced in a place versus what it is that you may have experienced in a place, totally different. It could be totally different. So I wouldn't necessarily say there's like one place. That's everywhere I've gone, and I've gone literally majority of places by myself, I have felt safe. But also, I'm a Black American woman, and to be honest with you, I've had to learn to be very aware of my surroundings. I've had to learn the rules of engagement while being in the United States. And I take all of those rules and I take all of what it is that I learn and what it is that I know, and I apply that to the outside world. I don't tell people where it is that I'm going. I don't tell people where it is that I'm staying. Um, I don't go out after a certain time by myself. Those are just things that, like, I don't do at home. I'm not doing it abroad. You know what I mean? Even when I've lived in other countries, I mean, yeah, I just find that, like, there's just certain rules that I stick to, whether I'm at home or abroad, and that's what keeps me safe. I want to go to Jamaica for the first time, or Japan. Yeah, I love Jamaica. I went to Jamaica for the first time last year, and that was good. Somebody said, wait, hold up. Sorry, y'all. Trying to catch up with the comments. And by the way, I'm on live on TikTok and on YouTube. This is the Pay Passport Initiative live at midnight. I am going to announce the three people that I'm going to be paying for their passport book and their processing fee at midnight. 3 people I'm going to announce. I said it before at the top of the live. I'll say it again. The way that this works is anybody that submitted in the submission form, right? We went through the thousands of names in the submission form. Every one of you is attached to a number. I have an automated numerological system here that is going to generate a number. It's going to pull you up at random, and that's who's going to be announced. So it's a very randomized system, a very fair system, and everyone will have 24 hours to respond. If you're not on, if by chance somebody's not on the live, you missed the live, you fall asleep on the live, shame on you. But that's why on the form you had to provide your telephone number and your email address. And I said earlier on the live, I know a lot of people don't answer their phone for numbers that they don't know. Bill collectors, so, you know, student loan, whatever, collectors, I don't know. So that's why you will also be emailed, but you will have 24 hours from the time that I call and email you to collect, or I have to move on because there were so many people that submitted, and I want to be fair and I want to make sure that we can get to as many people as possible. So I believe watching your surroundings is essential in everyday life. So definitely in unfamiliar territory. Yeah, Sharonda M on YouTube says, you know, pretty much watching your surroundings is essential in any part of your life. So, you know, there are some people that I recognize just don't, not that y'all don't need to travel. Not that y'all don't need to travel. I'm a proponent for us traveling. I am also a proponent for us really doing like travel. Let's be smart about things. Let's see, Aaron Jamal's World, bucket list destinations, Egypt, Brazil, and Monaco, France. Ooh, you fancy? You fancy, huh? But yeah, so okay, I'll give y'all an example. I watched a video probably before I got on this live about some of our folks traveling in Turks and Caicos. Okay? Turks and Caicos has a 2-step bag, like, security system. So the first time you put your bag through, it doesn't check your bag onto your plane, right? When you go through customs, you have to pick up your bag again a second time, and then you have to check it through a second time. That threw me off when I first went to Turks and Caicos. It throws a lot of people off because you're used to when you first check your bag in, you think that it's going to the plane. That's not how Turks and Caicos works. You have to pick it up, and then you go through a second set of doors where they put it through security again, and etc. Well, our people were confused about why their bags got picked up and they were going through the bags or whatever. Well, they were trying to get some green grass through their check bags. Yeah. So Turks and Caicos made them pay a $1,200 fine, or they were going to go to jail. Okay? And this is why it's so important not just to travel, but to really inform yourself of the places that you're going. Like, the idea of this passport paid initiative is also to let y'all know we also need to be informed travelers. Don't be ignorant travelers. Don't be folks going around the world like, oh, I didn't know this. You should know. You should know about the places that you're going. You should know the culture and the climate and what it is that people are facing. I talked about this a lot on social media. And people have been like, oh, we shouldn't worry about that. I remember last year, and my video, this wasn't last year, this was 2 years ago now, but that video cycles back on TikTok every so often. And I talked about Dedi December in Ghana. And I was talking about how Ghana was going through an economic crisis and that people going to Dedi December in Ghana should be mindful of that. And people were like, our folks in the comments, like, oh, we don't need to worry about that. We just on vacation. We just having a good time. This is that and the third. Yeah, when people are in an economic crisis, right? That means things are not plentiful. That means the potential for crime to be higher is very much likely. So yes, you should know about that, because you should make a more astute decision as to whether, one, you should travel to that area of the world at that time, or two, if you need to be traveling with somebody who's much more well-versed in that area, like somebody who's actually from there. People think that just because they're on vacation, that the rest of the world stops just because they're on vacation there. It's like, no. People that live there, local folks that are there, their life continues. So whether good things are happening or bad things are happening, those things continue too. Somebody said, I can't wait to cruise. Okay, y'all. Scrolling back, y'all. Sorry. Scrolling back through TikTok comments. Your makeup looks great. Thank you, Ashley. Oh, thanks, D. Thank you. Thank you around. I missed that. Sorry. Thank y'all. Is that Rich Auntie? This is Boss Lady by the Lip Bar. Black women owned brand. Y'all know I love it. Everything on my face is the Lip Bar. Everything. Because I love the Lip Bar. It is a black women owned makeup brand. What other countries have you lived in? I have lived in China. I lived in 2 cities in China. I lived in Egypt. I lived in Poland. My son was born in Poland. In Szczecin. Say that 2 times fast. I have lived in Mexico, and I have done, and I say long stays because another thing that I have a criteria for living. I hate when people get on the internet and be like, they live somewhere for 2 weeks. You ain't live there. If you are somewhere for less than 90 days, you did not live there. In my book, I quantify living in a destination, living in a place as 90 days or more. So I have done long stays, meaning like over 30 days in Thailand and Malaysia. Let's see. Sorry, y'all, going through my comments. Have you been to New Zealand? I have not been to New Zealand, but I am looking to go more towards that area this year and beyond. Netherlands maybe, but housing crisis. Let's see. 5 in the morning, I wake up to 5 from my yearning. Okay, just wanted to catch up on my comments on TikTok. Thanks, D. I have not been to Panama, but I've heard Panama is beautiful. I have not been to Panama. Yeah. If you all are joining, yes, this is the paid, we are doing the paid passport initiative. We are going to announce the first 3 people who are going to get their passport paid for. We're going to do that in 15. Look, we already been on for 45 minutes, y'all. You see how the time fly when you're having fun? So we are going to announce the people at midnight. We're going to do the countdown. Midnight going to hit. That's going to be that. Like I said before, this is how it's going to work. When you submitted your information into the form went into a spreadsheet. That spreadsheet gave you a number. It itemized. Because it's 2024, we itemize around here, okay? So it itemized you into a number, and then that number is going to actually go into a system, a random raffle system, so that it is fair. It is going to pull up a number, that number that is associated with you. If you are the winner, you gonna find out on live. If not, you're gonna find out via a phone call and an email. That's why I asked y'all to put y'all email and y'all phone number, because I know sometimes people are a little finicky about answering the phone for numbers that they do not know. I get it. So I'm going to email you and I'm going to call you. You have 24 hours to claim. Okay? I am not giving folks cash money records. All right? This is going to go into money orders. Couldn't get them today because anybody had time for that. But that is going to go into a money order. Is going to be made out to the U.S. Department of State so you can pay for your passport book and the processing fee. My suggestion, if you hear your name, you find out that you won, etc., is to try to look in your local library, a passport agency, or the post office to see if you can get an appointment, because there's more steps to the process than just filling out the application. You have to book an appointment. So that's how it's gonna work. Oh, thank you, Aisha. I'm German, Nigeria, mixed 25%, was offered $10K to marry one from here. I don't know what that means. I'm trying to get my son's passport. Cash at me the passport money. That's a no. That's a no, cheesesteak, but thank you. Hi, are you American? Yes, I am American. Glad to find your page. Are you currently abroad? No, I am not. I am currently in Maryland. I might be falling deep. Let's see. I just have to say, you're beautiful. I know you hear that all the time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sharonda M. When will you do the remaining 97 people? So we're going to go week to week. We are going to go week to week, Sharonda M. Because it's a lot of people. We're going to go week to week. And announce folks. I wanted to do this way to get people started off. So then that way, you know what I mean? We can get the ball rolling. Do you know how long it takes to process a passport application? This is Aaron Jamal's World on YouTube. So traditionally, when you are getting your passport, like when you submit your passport application, it says on the website 6 to 8 weeks. Some people have said that usually, now I got my first passport many moons ago. But other folks have said that, like, nowadays, like when you're getting your first passport, it tends to be a little bit faster. Now, what I will say, Q1 of the new year is usually a time where a lot of people are submitting for their passport, especially the presidency that we're going into in 2025. Also, being mindful that, which is why I wanted to start this initiative, because whatever barriers are potentially put in place or maybe put in place, I want to see, you know, people get their passport before that happens. So on the website, it says 6 to 8 weeks that it takes to process. But let's see. Sumaya on TikTok said her sister got hers in 4 weeks. So it really just depends. Uh-oh. Give her body back shots, buddy. Give her body back shots. How to save up for traveling? That's a great question. I'm not the best saver, but I will tell you, I have done things like put cash away, like lock it away somewhere where I won't touch it, like every month. I know people are good with just putting money into their savings account. Hey, Amira. Hey, girl. Some people do by putting in their savings account and they don't touch it. Some people give it to somebody that they trust. I think it very much depends on you and what it is that you have the aptitude to do. If you're somebody who's disciplined to be able to save and put money away and all the things, it is absolutely possible. One of the things that I did for Umrah, I didn't necessarily have all the money right then and there, but I just paid the deposit. I did not do the drawing yet, Amira. We're doing the drawing in 10 minutes, inshallah. 10 minutes, we're going to do the drawing. But yeah, I I paid the deposit. That kind of like helped me to be able to like say, okay, I'm gonna put this. Yeah, an organization can join in the passport lottery. Sorry, y'all. Just wanted to answer that question. But yeah, I put my deposit down, and then as I was putting my deposit down, I was also putting money to the side because I knew I was gonna need spending money, and I also knew that I was probably gonna buy a bunch of trinkets and all different kinds of just stuff for family and loved ones. So, but yeah, the organization, when you say join the lottery, like what do you mean around the world, Ledger? Like the whole organization? It's just because the form is just for individual people. So if the organization has a bunch of people, y'all just gotta apply like different names. Yes, I went to Umrah with a group. For anybody who's unfamiliar, Umrah is a condensed journey to Saudi that Muslims take. It's not Hajj. Hajj is a specific time of year. Umrah is you can do any time of year. So I went, yes, I did not. You can do it any time of year. I went with a group. It was 7 of us. So that included my mahram, the sheikh, the imam, and some brothers and some sisters. So, and I was actually the youngest person on Umrah. The elder that we went with was 71 years old. So yeah. But it was absolutely, I highly recommend it. Oh, hey, Kansas City. Hey. How much does it cost to get a passport in the US? So, it said here in Germany, I paid like $40. Okay, so I need Americans to all like be real salty right now because I think we have one of the highest amounts that we have to pay for a passport. So this guy was saying in Germany, his passport was $40. Our passport book by itself, that does not include the processing fee, is $130, and then it's an additional $35 to process it. So in total, we pay $165 for a passport. Yeah. But yeah, most places around the world are not as expensive as the United States to get a passport. Most places are quite inexpensive. We live in a very capitalist society where the US will get all types of money from you wherever they can. And that's just how it is. The turban style is so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Shukran, sis. Yeah, the United States is expensive in every way that matters. Like everything is expensive. So yes, y'all, we are getting down to 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Money Fresh, you're on. Dual citizenship. I had a video talking about dual citizenship. I think that if you can get it, like if you have ancestry somewhere, if you have a grandparent or a parent that's from elsewhere, I definitely advise people to get dual citizenship. I think that's really important. Very, very, very important. So we're winding down. We're 6 minutes out. We're going to get to midnight and we are going to announce the top 3 people who are going to get their passport paid for. U.S. allowed dual citizenship. Yes, the United States allows dual citizenship. I want to get dual citizenship from Ghana. That's good. I think as long as you do your research, I know that there's a lot of African nations that offer Black Americans the opportunity to get citizenship. I say just make sure you go there first. That's number one. Actually go to the place. You know, you may not like it. And that's just being honest. You know what I mean? That's just being very honest. You may not like it. And then, you know, getting citizenship and be like, maybe not. But actually go to the place, see the lay of the land, get an idea of like the culture and stuff, and then, you know, see if that works for you. Alima, I am proud of you that you have stayed up. Listen, you can't believe you stayed awake this long. I can't either. I took like a miniature nap, and it was such a tease because I really just wanted to stay in the bed. But doing this for y'all, okay? Doing this for y'all. And I promise you, my adrenaline is like pumping. I feel like I'm not even gonna go to bed after this, after I announce these names. But the hope is that, like I said, we continue this week to week. I will figure out, and I will obviously create content, and I will be very verbal about how it is that we're going to continue doing this moving forward and what that's going to look like for everybody. I just wanted to start off 2025. I don't necessarily believe this is like my new year. I had a birthday in December, so that was my new year. But for those who, you know, want to start this particular new year with a passport, that's what we're doing. Oh, thanks, Olivia. It's only 9 p.m. here, and I'm struggling to stay awake. Where are you at, Olivia? That means are you West Coast? So if you got the U.S., German, French, whatever, you got American and European citizenship, and yeah. So we're almost down. Listen, y'all have stuck with me. Shout out to my YouTube folks. Shout out to my TikTok folks. Y'all have stuck with me for this whole hour. We are only 3 minutes. West Coast, Best Coast. I know that's right. I have a sister that's on the West Coast. She's in the Bay Area. She in Oakland. But yeah, look, y'all, we almost there. We almost there. Now, the only thing about the transparency part, like I can't obviously show y'all my laptop screen. I have my laptop here. And that's how I'm pulling the names. I can't show y'all that because it has people's personal information on there. And I ain't showing y'all people's personal information. I don't even want to see people's personal information. It's 11:58 for me. It's 11:58, so we're down to 2 minutes. 2 minutos. And I don't even know when we gonna count down. Oh, thank you, Vic. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I'm excited. So yeah. See. It's the final countdown. 2 minutes out. Listen, I don't know where we are. I'm not actually going to do the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We're not doing that because I don't even know when I would start that. But it's 11:59. It is 11:59. So we are getting ready to count it down. Wishing everybody a very fruitful 2025, a very prosperous 2025, a very positive 2025. Because that's very important. Oh, look. We pulled up the Times Square. Look at the people out there. That's crazy. Did y'all know? Okay, so this is the fun part. So we're about to announce this. All right, we passed the 60-second mark. We're about to announce the top 3 people that are getting their passport paid for going into 2025. We are at the 26th mark on the countdown. But fun fact, before we get there, I found out that people wear diapers while they're out there waiting for the ball to drop. Because they're out there they get out there at like 3 a.m. and they don't want to move their position. And I think that's really gross. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Woo! Happy 2025! All right, listen. All right, are we ready? Are we ready? If y'all on TikTok, I need y'all to tap the screen. Y'all already know what to do. Tap the screen, share the live. Let's get it. YouTube, just stick with me. Happy 2025, everybody. We are about to announce. Oh, let's see. Aisha's ready. Jen and KC said, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Happy New Year. Okay. The first person that I am going to announce that is getting their passport paid for is, drum roll please. I'm going to say the number first because y'all can't see the number, but I'm going to say the number first. It's number 3208, and that person's name is, are y'all ready? First person is Lyle Jet of South Carolina. Lyle Jet of South Carolina, I am paying for your passports. Lyle Jet from South Carolina, I am paying for your passport. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, y'all. Are we ready for number 2? Are we ready? Number 2. All right, let's go. Number 2 is 1436. 1436. Are we ready for the name? Who will it be? True to number 2. Let's get it. 1436. I said 1436, right? I keep saying the number, y'all, but I'm a geriatric millennial, so forgive me. 1436 is Bria Duncan of Florida. Bria, if you're on any of the lives, Bria from Florida, let's go. Congratulations. All right, y'all. Are we ready for the last, but not least, and not the full last? Because like I said, we going to go up to 100. We are going to reach this goal of getting 100 people's passports paid for, because that's the goal that I set, and I believe that I can do it, because I believe in all big things. You go hard or go home, and we ain't going home. Uh-oh. Hold up, y'all. TikTok's trying to stop my shine. They're trying to make sure I'm not a bot. All right, are we ready for the last one? Come on, tap the screen. If you're on TikTok, tap the screen. Let me see you in the comments of YouTube. Let me see you in the comments. If y'all ready, say ready in the chat. Let's go. The last person, number 3, who I will be paying for their passport, 1382. The name. Y'all ready? Miss Tatiana Joseph in Texas. Tatiana Joseph in Texas. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. So if you're on live, I got Lyle Jet of South Carolina. Shout out to you. We got Bria Duncan of Florida. Shout out to you. And we got Tatiana Joseph. Hey. Of Texas. Is Tatiana in the chat? I think we got everybody. Is anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat? Listen, this all goes to y'all. Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is going to y'all. I'll be calling y'all, texting y'all, email, all the things. So shout out to all of y'all. Thank you all for being on live with me. This is not the end of this. This is not the end of this. This is only 3 people. We got 97 more to go. This is just the beginning. Get people started off for 2025. The hope is that we continue throughout this year, getting our folks passports, getting people out in the world, getting them outside of this box known as the United States of America. I appreciate y'all for being on live with me. I know that a lot of y'all are tired. I'm tired too, but I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you, Phoebe. Happy 2025 to everybody. Many blessings starting this new year. We are not done, y'all. We ain't done. We ain't done. We got more people to bless. We got more things to do. And we're going to do it in a big and a major way. I appreciate y'all for being on live with me tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And everybody, have an amazing evening. And let's go into 2025 doing some amazing shit. How about that? Not that pew-pewing in your apartment complex. All right, Aisha. It's on that note, I'm going to say good night. And thank you all so, so, so much.